Well, we're back at it with the 13B drift trike. We finally tracked down this Driveline, which is obviously longer than necessary. What we really need it for is just this bit right here that goes inside of the transmission here. And then that's basically just going to adapt to this right here, which this is actually a CV joint off of my van. It has the same bolt pattern as the Audi input here, so basically I'll just use this and then a little tiny chunk of the CV axle that has the splines for inside there, and that way we'll have a little teeny tiny stubby drive shaft that's even shorter than the 2Js. I've got these machined very, very close so that this will fit extremely snugly inside of the end of that. And I've got this, it's been chilling in a bucket of ice water outside, and this one I've been heating it up, and to make sure it heats up evenly, I've been spinning it in the lathe. Also, it's really fun to watch it turn colors. It turned blue, now it's turning gold. Oh yeah, and wait for it. And sort of a purplish, silvery, bluey purple, whatever, we'll call that hot enough. All we're trying to do is make this fit in there nice and snug. Look at that. That was a press fit a minute ago. And look, as they equalize, now it's snug.
Doesn't get better than that.
Man, physics is just great. And now in theory that should be very, very nice and straight. Oh yeah, no wobbly at all. That's what you want. Now the trick is to weld it without it getting wobbly. That's the tricky bit. One RX7 drive shaft to Audi A6 differential adapter shaft done, and it's a new record for shortest drive shaft. The 2J was pretty short, but this is shorter by like half, and it's got a CV joint in it, so that's pretty cool. And it spins, which is, you know, a win. Yeah, so now if the engine were running, it could put power to the rear wheels, which is a very big step in making this thing vroom vroom. Next up, I'm just gonna keep going on the chassis. Obviously there's a lot of reinforcement to be done in this suspension area back here, and then I'll look at mounting shocks, but what I'm gonna do first is these tubes here. We're gonna go essentially like that from this hoop here back to this bar, so that I can get another mount point for these the front of these lower control arms, and that'll add a ton of rigidity into the chassis overall.
So I'm finishing up some suspension brackets on the rotary trike, and they always come out rather similar, which is like this little Pac-Man ghost. So I'm petitioning that we permanently call this style of A-arm bracket a Pac-Man bracket. So yeah, that's my contribution today.
Ballin'. This video is sponsored by Unbounce, which is the lead landing page platform helping you convert your visitors into leads, sales, and customers. Unbounce Conversion Intelligence uses AI to make sure you're getting the best conversion rate on your landing page on every campaign. The technology is super clean, super easy to use, and you don't need any coding experience. Drag and drop, make a beautiful landing page that's gonna convert the highest with no problems. And it has loads of templates for you to choose from, so you can save time and you can get selling straight away. On average, Unbounce users get 30% more conversions with their new AI-powered smart feature called Smart Traffic. So go to unbounce.com/grindhard and use promo code grindhard to get 20% off your first 3 months. Again, that's unbounce.com/grindhard or click the link below.
Yeah, we've been just boogieing along with this. So we got the diff mounted here, and then we were able to take off this terribly ugly back plate that was just kind of holding all the suspension in place. So we put this little U-shaped pipe that marries the one in the front or matches that. And now I'm working on the back AR mounts. It's gonna be the same as the front. Basic kind of sort of Pac-Man with a triangle at the bottom. So yeah, that's gonna go like that.
Cracking.
I got way too much safety gear on for a tubing bender. I'm bending a top bar for the back of the Trike right now, and we found out a pretty cool cheat code. We wanted to do these two bends like roughly 10 inches apart, and this is like a 5.25 offset. So Ethan was like, oh, you can throw it in the center and then just flip it around, and then it will be basically 10 inches, 10.5 inches between the two bends. So I always like easier.
And win-win, it's absolutely perfectly the same plane. Not that it matters in this case very much, but you know, like if you're doing multiple bends, getting them in the same plane, you know, it always takes a minute. Well, this way, already done.
So yeah, what he said.
We're giving you guys a chance to win your very own bender, so head to our website for the details, but basically, $5 on merch gets you an entry to win. And you get a sweet Rogue Fab bender with this custom grind hard wrap delivered to your door. Sam got a bunch done on this the last couple days while I was working on the 2J mower. But now it's my turn because Sam's not here today. So we got this bar up here done, this bar down here. Basically all of the suspension arms are mounted aside from these ones, which are for toe adjustment, but I'm going to change those up a little bit. Now I'm working on a rear diff mount that'll also tie these two bars together and make it super duper extra strong. And then we'll see about mounting some shocks so that we could actually like put some weight on this thing.
Good looking.
Yeah, it's the X-Men trike now. But yeah, that came out really nice and super duper strong. I made it out of thinner metal just because with the shape of it and the fact that it's going between these two plates, and also it's only really there for torsional strength. This one's for this direction and this one's for that direction, so it's super overkill strong even as thick as it, or as thin as it is, and it just looks awesome. So you may have noticed these shocks hanging on the back wall of the shop here for the last unknown amount of months, and that's because a subscriber named Jerry sent them to us. They came off of an ATV, I think, that he used to race. Obviously they're awesome shocks, so we're just waiting for the right build, and this is it. We're in his honor, we're gonna put this little sticker somewhere on this trike.
Buc-ee's.
Yeah, it's called Buc-ee's. It's a gas station chain, I guess. Thanks for the shocks, Jerry. They're finally getting used. For mounting, I'll probably just use some of the same 3/16 plate and make 2 flat brackets there, because it's not going to take that much load, or any load really, in any other direction than straight that way.
This is always a really exciting step of the process.
Oh yeah, this is you know, first suspension test here of, you know, one side of the suspension. Well, I mean, yeah, why not? We still got, I would assume, quite a bit of preload adjustment that could be had. Just zip tying the shock reservoirs in place. What really matters is that now we have some good old-fashioned suspension.
That is so cool.
Well, that's about all we got time for this week, but I'd say we made a lot of good progress. Got rear suspension, got a driveline, got a lot more of a chassis, and it's way easier to roll around now because, you know, it doesn't try to like squish the rear end every time you move it, so that's a win. The next big thing to do is the steering, because right now, if you wanted to ride this thing, you'd have to be sitting way the heck up here. This would be drag race mode. We need more weight in the back. This engine weighs like 300 and some odd pounds, and it's way up front. So, whoa, that was scary. So, what we'll probably do is have the seat actually way back here, in which case I need to relocate the steering to somewhere way back here. Or the seat might be a little bit more in the middle here, and we'll relocate the shifter.